Welcome back, and we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, former assistant to the Foreign Minister. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how do you see the scale by which the events are developing in the current war taking place in Gaza, and do you expect further escalation or de-escalation of the strikes taking place in the Gaza Strip?
Those hard of the right Israeli government and fury attacks then goes to Gaza, which are to achieve the war difficult the behavior and good they have Gaza almost even they continue, and this crime that to be true to the World Criminal International Criminal Court, and I guess the world community gathered in Cairo, though they didn't fulfill a communique to condemn the Israeli attacks. Still, the outcome of Cairo Peace Conference was positive in the term that we've been all talking about the two-state solution, and it's now on that violence. There is no way to get forward but what has agreed for an entire international peace conference that is the two.
Sir, how do you see the failure to secure the entry of badly needed aid to Gaza, but for the 20 trucks that entered on Saturday, which are far below the needs of the people and the citizens suffering in the Gaza Strip?
The relentless effort of Egypt and many partners in the region and elsewhere will do our maximum to facilitate more trucks in. Beginning was little, we all know that. We have to keep trying, and our contact and communication with all parties will lead positive results. We are all expecting to meet the huge demand of Gaza, which has been destroyed almost in many parts. This time of almost 4,500 lives, innocent lives of Christians, and the priority of our diplomacy and many partners in the region and the world is to facilitate the entry of as much as we from the items, medicine, food, water, and fuel, because all the electricity has been, and we need to make sure that the electricity station is provided the need for this is not a matter that we are really talking about with really risk from the Israeli side. This negative attitude shows the right-wing feel is to stop the compulsory sending of Gaza to military. The president was clearly angry that is a deadline. We have yesterday a statement the students of the Palestinian leader Abu Mazen is when he said going three, and the Egyptian side will exert all what it can to contain this Syrian catastrophe in which Israel is seeking at certain the compulsory sending up the Palestinians or expel Palestinians from their territory, which amounts to a war crime. They were to civilians in Gaza itself a war crime that has to just even the fact that the Israeli government was reach a group of the expulsion of closure of situation as been said itself when the leader said Netanyahu that the fact of this government led what we witnessed in.
Right. Ambassador Hegazy, as you've just mentioned, the civilians or the civilian Palestinians are the ones who are suffering lack of food, water, and the basic life commodities, fuel supplies. Now, how can we exert pressure on the international community, on organizations like the United Nations and others to de-escalate violence taking place in Gaza for the sake of the civilians, the Palestinians suffering over there?
I agree with you. I mean, escalating the violence and reaching a ceasefire for stop the Israelis from civilians in Gaza, which, as I said, is a war crime in itself. And I think the world community should act fast, because every day there is human suffering that is now unbearable, and we haven't witnessed a government member of the UN decide to attack civilians. And as I always say, that they are not attacking Hamas underground. They are attacking civilians in front of camera. I think the outcome is that the Israeli right-wing government is expanding the size of confrontation and delay this operation to allow itself to stay in power, because the day the gun will be tightened, this government will pay a hefty price in itself that themselves as partner to, or even partner of the UN leadership. Those governments who decide to act civilians are to be put to the criminal court.
Right. Well, Ambassador Hegazy, also it's very well noticed that the Western media is not conveying the correct message, what's exactly the reality taking place on the ground. Now, how can we convey the correct message to the world through the Arab media and through other channels? We need to correct the message being delivered to the world, as the narrative story being delivered to the world through the Western media is not the reality taking place in the ground.
No, I think everybody knows the reality. Because you can see, you don't need a media to tell you that There you can witness it in all the news letters, paper, correctly happening. This is a humanity public note. Many demonstrations is the United States that people know. Only the doesn't want to listen to people and listen to the true of listen arising in Israel for such a war crime. No decision to win no nation of the worship churches, mosques, as a matter truth to justice. And I want to tell you those governments who are being to this unload crime will also assign against that will be I think that this situation where will check by the principles of national principles our more and religion. And I don't think any law can be thrown from us, but right, the Israeli government does want to listen to the community and our to abuse the situation. We want to bring justice to stop it, the terrorists to committing it.
Right. Well, Ambassador Hegazy, in light of all the sufferings of the Palestinian people, the Palestinian civilians, what are your expectations for the ground offensive by the Israelis into Gaza?
I think the Israeli government is trying to direct first to confrontation with Hezbollah and has tried to keep maybe the in case this confrontation happens. I think with the Americans to such a proposition, they are trying to delay offensive as much as can be for that reason. I most reason at that one as long as the moment the situation as to know that they will lose the Israeli government so you call has they have betrayed the prince, they have escaped their country, and they have in thinking that there is no for security killing 15 is at a court of justice, and those people should them.
Right. Well, Your Excellency, what does the complete evacuation of Israeli-controlled cities mean on the short and long term?
I don't think that this matter of evacuation, which is up to another time, because when you drag up 1 people or 700, it is estimated today from the places, their homes, the hospitals, we are getting overcrowded, so has to pay that, and they were sent to Egypt as the people of God themselves to stay even and they took the ruin of their homes and how.
Ambassador Hegazy, how are the developments taking place affecting the economic situation of the Israelis during the current time, during all these strikes during the past 2 weeks?
2 elements always have faculty and the prolonged of any military. And with the time lapse, I think Israel needs to try, and I think all the touristic, economic, trade, export, import, custom, mobilize Israeli very for the security in Israel. As long as we should go on, Israel will bring that right.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, former assistant to the Foreign Minister. Many thanks for your insight, sir. And dear viewers, now we go to a short break and we'll be right back.